Backstage, I went up to Ross and I said, if you upstage me, I'm going to kill you. Ross, you are a dead man. And our last speaker is Ross Teixeira.
All right, first of all, I am so excited that you guys nominated Scott Shenker as our faculty speaker. Because I've been waiting 2 years since I took 168 with him to stand on a stage and have the opportunity to try and say anything that could put a speech by Shenker in second place. It's not easy. Friends, families, guests, public employees. This was the speech that I had planned to read for you all today, but unfortunately I haven't been able to find my glasses, so I'm going to have a hard time reading this, but that's no problem. I'm a teacher. I don't need my eyes. I think on my feet. But just because I can't see doesn't mean I'm blind. No. In fact, right now, I know I'm looking out at about 400 of the most exceptional people I've ever met. So insanely intelligent, and yet so young and free-spirited. Oh, you've got your best days ahead of you. Was I? Sorry, professors. No offense to you. I mean, you're certainly some of those things. But when I look out here, you see my classmates? Now that is a group of young, exceptional, and insanely intelligent people that I've been so lucky to have struggled and bonded with over these past 4 years, and I wouldn't have it any other way. There are my glasses. They were in the podium. Oh, I was just kidding about the not seeing part, by the way. You know, for anyone who doesn't wear glasses, if your friend's ever taken their glasses off and you thought, ha, they can't see what I'm doing right now. They're not wearing glasses. No, we probably saw you. And we probably haven't forgotten. I'm talking to you, Nick. Really, 2 years of living with you wasn't enough to make that clear? Class of 2017, I've gotten to know a lot of you over the years, and I know that you're a pretty special bunch. You know, when we get a 61C project spec that isn't exactly the prettiest spec in the world, we don't just deal with it. No. We redesign the spec for the staff. Multiple times. And how about when they gave us Amazon servers to run all our code on and we accidentally managed to spend $25,000 in EC2 credits? Yeah, good times in 61C. And hey, we've been pretty lucky as a class too, you know? We came in during the transition between EE 20 and 40 to 16A and B. So we had the option of taking alternate classes. And therefore I am the ultimate embodiment of Berkeley computer science because I've never taken an EE course. We also had the opportunity to have 61B for the spring cohort co-taught by Professor Hilfinger and Professor Hug. Now, for those of you who don't know, that means taking Professor Hilfinger's projects, which he says are designed to, you know, throw us into the deep end and have us claw our way out together. And you guys never forgot when that autograder email hit you. And all the while hearing lectures every 3 days a week by
me, Josh Hug. Hi, everybody. So, you know, as you know, in contrast to that, I'm more of a warm, fuzzy, make the class an emotionally resonant experience kind of a guy. Even though I might not have actually gotten to know you in person until maybe right now. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, you get the picture. And speaking of electrical engineering, isn't it a shame that half of our friends aren't here with us today? You know, they say EECS and CS are pretty much the same thing. And it's true, you know, we intermix so fluidly in our texts, helping each other out, making friends, and then on arguably the most important and emotional day of our college careers, we're split. Just curious, if there's anyone out in the audience, any EECS students here to support a friend in CS, give me a holler. Yeah, you guys are great friends. But you know, this is the LNS CS commencement, so I do feel the need to remind you all what makes us, LNS, so special. Friends, we cannot and should not compare ourselves to those robotic students. Eeks students with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not eeks. You are LNS. You have the love of humanities in your heart. Well, for some of you anyway. Others, at least on your transcripts. Now, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time at Cal, and all of you are a huge reason why. You've been the source of my laughter and the target of my jokes, enthusiasm, and occasionally my t-shirts. But I know I'm not the only one. I ran those Facebook groups. I saw what was going down between all of you. You know, we were more than friends. We were a big, happy CS family. And it pains me to say it, but, you know, much like the Von Trapp family from The Sound of Music, this will be the last time we're together for a long, long time. For even now, there are drivers waiting outside this auditorium to take you. I'm talking about the Google buses, the Facebook shuttles, the Yahoo shuttles, maybe an Ubercopter, here to take you away to the promised land of free food and nap pods. But this is your reward. All that time and all that hard work you poured into learning CS at Cal, you know, that leaves a permanent and a very powerful mark on your future. And no, I'm not just talking about the sleepy bags under your eyes. That's why I wear glasses. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a, you know, it's a true sign of caliber. Just curious, who out there is headed off to a tech company after graduation? Wow, that's a lot of you. See, parents, your lineages are in good hands. And if you're still searching, you know, demand is crazy. In fact, I got an extra job from Google, from a friend. Who wants it? Who needs it? Well, that is a sad propeller. All right, now before I hand it off to Professor Shenker, there's one last serious moment I want to share with you all. Now, you know how they tell you not to bring balloons into the Greek theater? Don't worry, Lieutenant Governor, these aren't going to fly off in any power lines. Friends, actually, can we set the mood, maybe something like a little sad, but kind of happy too? Yeah, that's more like it. Look, I know a lot of you are excited to break out into the real world and leave academia. And others, like me, to stick around a while, explore the depths of human knowledge and share it with the world. But just remember, after today, there's not going to be any TAs pairing you up for icebreakers anymore. And unlike dorms, you can't just walk into anyone's house when you feel like it. So remember to treasure the friendships you've made here. You know, don't lose each other. How about this? I'm going to take all our memories and everything we've learned and stick them in these balloons. Let them go. Hopefully, they're impervious to popping. We didn't take physics. And if they are, they'll be sailing above our heads all throughout our lives. When you step into your first job, when you get married and have a family, those balloons will be sailing on past Jupiter. And whether you work for SpaceX and get us there by rocket ship, or whether you climb those so-called towers of academia, or whether you're just doing what you enjoy and sharing that joy, together we'll keep pushing humanity upwards with these 4 years as our guide. Thanks.
so much for sharing your reflections and setting such a high standard for the next speaker. And Ross Teixeira. Could the three of you come up to the podium?
Oh wait, were those three of the greatest, 5 of the greatest speeches I've ever heard? Let's give a hand for the speakers before. Wow! I've been to 20 graduations and I've never heard 5 speeches like that. That was outstanding. Great stuff.